Hi, I'm here with State Representative Wendi Thomas, who represents the 178th District in Bucks County. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure. And we're in the month of April, and the House Republican leadership has declared that April is Victim Protection Month. Why is that an important and necessary designation?
It's really important to us to recognize victims and hopefully move them from victims to survivors. At our recent human trafficking hearing, we learned about the different terminology, and moving people from victims to survivors is very important. It's good to recognize the month, take a look at all the bills we have, legislation we might need to preserve the rights of victims and move them to survivors. So April seemed like the right month to do that.
And you have an event coming up in your district that really dovetails very nicely with the idea of giving crime victims a voice and also helping folks in the community be aware.
Exactly. I'm very excited about this. I hope everyone listening will attend. But it is April 25th. It will be held at Washington Crossing Auditorium. So it's the auditorium in the park. But the training itself is being conducted by NOVA, Network of Victims Assistance Program in Bucks County. And they're offering a training to teach the public how to identify child sex abuse. So when you see a child and you have a concern, I think it dovetails with see something, say something that we're trying to teach everyone and our children. And it's about learning how when you see a child and you think something might, what do you do? What questions do you ask? How do you react? And how do you help in that situation? Sadly, across the state of Pennsylvania, we've had many people have been victims of child abuse come out and talk about how no one heard them and no one saw them. And so this training is the opportunity for the public to learn how to identify it. What do I do if I think I see it, if I have a concern? So I'm very, very excited about it. And we're really hoping that a lot of people will attend. We're actually putting the information out through the school systems to get to parents, but it is open for the general public.
Do they need to RSVP or do anything to let you know they're interested and plan to attend?
So they can call my office if they'd like, number one. That's probably easiest for people. But there is also a website. If they go on my Facebook and look at the event, they can click on there and register as well. Okay. We only need the registration so we get an idea of how many people are attending. So if something happens last minute and somebody wants to attend, please come. But it is, we're just trying to gauge how many people will be there.
Gotcha. So as we mentioned earlier, the House has passed a number of bills that are working to give crime victims a voice and to strengthen their rights. Yeah. But you also have a couple bills as well that you've sponsored. Can you talk about, first off, House Bill 991 that passed out of committee?
Yes, very exciting bill because I think most people don't even recognize that it's a problem. Our teachers in our schools, if they are convicted of a sexual crime against a student, they forfeit their pension. This applies that exact same thing to public employees and officials. I think most people think that already is true, but it's a little loophole in the pension forfeiture laws. So if a state official or employee is convicted of one of those crimes, they will also lose their pension.
And then secondly, there's House Bill 12, Buyer Beware Act, which I believe we talked about before, but it's always good to hear it again. Tell us about that.
We did. This is the, human trafficking, but buyer beware. So it creates a felony for the people who buy prostitution from people who are being human trafficked. So it's a great bill, and I know Representative Grove and I are working hard to get it into committee. I'm still very hopeful that we'll work on it to get it through committee and get it out onto the House floor and voted on in the near future.
Well, as April continues on, I'm sure we'll see more action on the House floor and more bills going to the Senate and hopefully making it to the governor's desk in order to protect victims. Thank you so much for the time you spent today.
Thank you very much.